to the Plant Powered podcast. Today we are talking all things period health and learning to work with your cycle, not against it. So first up, I'll go into a little bit of my story and why I thought it would be a good topic idea. I'm not at a place where I would like to be. It's something I've struggled with a lot, and I came to the realization yesterday. I was like, maybe I should just go back on the contraceptive pill and just skip it like I used to, so I'd only get it every 3 months instead of every month, because it's unbearable for me. And then I was like, you're a holistic nutritionist. That goes against your whole values of using a pharmaceutical pill to put a plaster on the problem instead of fixing the main root or nourishing your body in other ways that can actually ease the symptoms and make it how it's supposed to be, not this dreaded time that completely zaps your energy and takes you out of your whole life for a few days or a week. So before I get into the episode, if you're listening on the podcast, I'd love if you could give me a review on the Apple podcast. It really helps me with the algorithm, and let me know what you like and what else you would like me to see, what else you would like me to cover. And if you're watching on YouTube, then welcome. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video as well. And I hope you look forward to hearing more holistic health and nutrition, wellness, lifestyle, business videos. So as I just said, this time for me is very debilitating. I don't just get pain and bloating. I don't know how it's possible. I get throbbing bones. So in my shins, like deep within the bone, it's throbbing. And this time my car blew up. So I didn't have a car and I had to walk over an hour to get to my job. And I got home at night and just the pain in my knees, like I actually get it deep in the bones. It's just so sharp. I was hobbling around the kitchen, sobbing, trying to heat up my dinner in the microwave, and I could barely hold myself up because my knees were in so much pain. In the past, I've been crying and almost screaming on my bed, hunched over. I've gone to the hospitals. I used to deal with it by taking doses of tramadol and codeine, which is a very heavy painkiller, and then later down the track got told by other doctors that that's not even the suitable medication because it's not even anti-inflammatory. So I wasn't even being prescribed the right stuff, and this is quite heavy medication. I've had bad mood swings. My last relationship ended while I was on my time of month, and even this time, I just wake up some mornings and I'm just angry. I'm just wake up and I'm like, not today. And I'm just so pissed off at nothing. The day hasn't even started. And I'm just so mad, like so irritable. Any little thing is just like you just want to blow up at it. I absolutely dread the time of month when this comes, and I felt myself having a lot of deep anger lately that women have to go through this instead of men. And I'm like, women have to just show up and go to their jobs and work just as hard. Some of us are on our feet for the whole entire day trying to be nice to customers, and we just got this pain, like throbbing bones. You wake up in the morning, you go toilet, and then I've like fallen to the ground almost trying to vomit, and then taken some painkillers. I'm like, you've got to go to work now. Get up and get your ass out the door and get ready. And I'm like, men don't have to deal with this. And I've just felt like this deep anger that we've still got to put on this brave face, and women don't get allocated days off each month to take this time for ourselves. If you're in the rat race and you've got to just go to your job anyway and pretend like everything's fine, especially if you need money, you can't just take sick days all the time for people who do get symptoms this bad. So yeah, I felt like I had a lot of deep anger that we're trying to work as hard as men, but men have a 24-hour cycle and women have a 28-day cycle. So even in terms of our energy levels, for men it's just like morning, night. But for women, it's like a whole month. We've got these different stages where we need to go inwards and be gentle, and stages where we're full of energy and need to go hard at things and smash our goals. So it's kind of different when you start to think about it like that. How can we adjust our life to fit our cycle? So some of the side effects of the contraceptive pill and nutrient supplementation, I'm only covering the pill because that's the only contraception I've tried, and I was on it for 10 years and only came off a few months ago. because I wanted to just be more natural, and I didn't know if that's healthy, even though the doctors are like, no, it's absolutely fine, there's no side effects at all. I just start to question things that they say a little bit now. And even when I went to them and I'm like, okay, so my way of coping with this pain is I will just skip it on the pill. I'll just keep taking the white ones, and then when it's time to get your period, I just skip it, so I only get it every 3 months or so instead. So I said, is that okay? And so they're just like, I don't know. And some of them are like, oh, I don't think you should be doing that. And some of them are like, yeah, it's absolutely fine, there's no risk or danger at all, like that's fine what you're doing. And yeah, other ones are like, oh, I'm not sure, like they're just stuttering. So they don't even know what advice to give. So I just thought it would be good to take some time off and hopefully just be off it forever, so I can live a more natural lifestyle with my hormones. So we get told it lightens our periods, it fixes acne. So many young women get put on it at a young age for acne. I was on it for 10 years as well. It balances our hormones. It's a solution for PCOS and endo. It reduces our risk of uterine cancer. It regulates our periods and eliminates cramps and PMS. But what actually happens is it does cause mineral deficiencies. It increases our risk of stroke, blood clots, and breast cancer. It switches off our hormone function. Pill bleeds are not actual periods, and some of the other side effects can include depression, loss of libido, weight gain, post-pill acne, post-pill PCOS, gut dysbiosis, and some people can experience some infertility as well. Some of the depleted nutrients can include B vitamins, folic acid, vitamin C and E, magnesium, selenium, zinc, and vitamin D levels can also drop when women come off oral contraception. So that's a lot of things that the doctors don't tell you. They're just like, no, everything's absolutely fine, take this. And then, yeah, it's not so black and white. They don't really tell you about the side risks or anything to look out for, or hey, if you're on the pill, you should be supplementing all these things because it's depleting your nutrients. I've never been told that. I had to find out from other nutritionists pages that share things online and stuff. Like, we just don't even get taught about our own bodies or how to optimize our body if we are taking contraception. Some of the natural therapies can include evening primrose oil. So you can get that in a tablet form or just in an oil form and just put it like in your salad dressing and your food. Put a tiny bit on your oats in the morning or maybe in your coffee or something like that. So that's just good for balancing women's hormones. Another one I take, well, what I got recommended, this one is a pharmaceutical painkiller, but it's called PANTRY. So instead of just taking the tramadol and codeine, which I was on before, which makes you drowsy, they're addictive, the PANTRY is actually like an anti-inflammatory and is designed for periods specifically. So I do notice that helps a lot more than just like a normal Panadol or Nurofen. You can get quality supplements from health stores. Like some of them you need a script for if you're seeing a naturopath or medical professional. Like Metagenics you need scripts for, but there are other brands like Fusion. They've got something called Vitex, which just helps with PMS symptoms and helps support your body a little bit more. And there's another one called Wild Yam Cream, which can be used for PMS or also women going through menopause as well. So that can just be applied topically to your body. What to eat and what to avoid. And take this with a grain of salt. You don't need to be so rigid about your food and freak out about any little thing, but it can just be used as an overall guide. So what to eat. Fruit is also great for hydration, and it just gives you a little bit of energy with the natural sugars as well. Some dark leafy greens, that's also a good source of iron and calcium. Chicken or fish if you do eat meat. I always try to be really transparent on social media because I eat plant-based, but my favorite food is salmon and I crave it around my time of month. So like right before it's happening or during, like I'm very in tune with my body, so I'll just be like, I need salmon. And then even if I don't know my period's coming, I'll have those cravings and then I'll eat it and then it will come a couple of days later. So I'm just very in tune with what I need, and it's kind of just like this ritual or cycle now, and it does feel good to have that fattiness and the omegas to support my body and my hormones and my mood and my brain health and everything like that. Turmeric is a good one because it's an anti-inflammatory. Dark chocolate, there's a reason we have cravings for that. Nuts and seeds are great options to add to cooking. Just put some nuts through your salad or stir fry. Or I love pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, sunflower seeds. They taste so nice toasted as well if you're making stir fries and things like that. Or just snacking on some trail mix. Quinoa, lentils and beans are a good source of protein for vegetarians and vegans. They're not super high in protein, but still great to add to dishes as a carb source with a higher protein, as a carb source with higher protein levels than other different kinds of carb sources. Yogurt, tofu, peppermint tea and kombucha, which is great for gut health. Some of the things to avoid can include excess salt, sugar, coffee, and as I said, take it with a grain of salt. I still love my morning coffee. I'm not just going to give that up and freak out about any of these ingredients. I still love a glass of wine as well, but just limit coffee and caffeine and limit alcohol. Spicy foods, because that can upset your stomach even more, and especially if it gives you bathroom issues and your uterus is already swollen, it's like a lot going on in that area in your lower abdomen. Red meat. Now, a lot of women crave steak or red meat while they're on their period because of the iron, because they're losing that through the blood. So eat it if your body craves it, but just know that during your period, your body produces prostaglandins. These compounds help your uterus contract and get rid of the uterine lining, resulting in your menstrual flow. High levels of prostaglandins can cause cramps. So although the red meat is high in iron, it's also high in prostaglandins and should be avoided during menstruation. And the last thing to avoid is just food you don't tolerate well. So if you're sensitive to dairy, gluten, if that's causing a lot of bloating and stomach issues, you don't really want to be putting more stress on your body and having more bloating while your body's already trying to go through that whole thing. So just eating foods that you know work with your body well. Some self-care ideas can include spraying some magnesium or taking it orally, but you can spray it onto the areas of your body like your lower back, your uterus. For me, I was putting it on my knees and my shins because of my bones. So spraying that on, especially at night time when you're going to bed, can be really nice. You can also get really nice magnesium drinks. There's one from Switch Nutrition called Adrenal Switch, and it's got a few other ingredients in it as well, but there's one in chocolate flavour. I need to get more of it because I haven't had it in honestly months, but then you get like the nice hit of the chocolate, but it's giving you magnesium and good for your stress levels and everything as well. Having a bath is always nice. Put in some nice bath salts or magnesium flakes or Epsom salts into the bath. Light some candles, just chill out and go inwards. You can also use crystals during this time. So the other day when I had mine really bad and the lady I live with saw me like struggling to even just walk around to heat up my dinner, she ran me this beautiful bath and helped get my dinner. I was crying for hours, honestly. I just was having such a stressful time just trying to fend for myself. And she put some crystals in the bath as well, some rose quartz, but you can wear crystals as your jewelry or put it in the bath or put it next to your bed or under your pillow, in your pocket. Just keep that kind of thing with you if you're into energy healing. The wheat bags are really nice. Just put them in the microwave to heat up and put them on your stomach or back. Another idea she gave me once, which I never thought of before, was she's a massage therapist, so she heated up her hot stones and then wrap them in a towel, and then you wear the towel as a belt, like especially if you're a mom and you're trying to look after your kids or just trying to do your housework or something, and you actually can't just take the time out, so you wrap them around and then the heat from the hot stones will ease the pain on your back. So that's a really good idea as well. Have a nice hot cup of tea, and the last one is just sleep. Put on a movie, put on your favorite program, have an early night and just rest absolutely guilt-free. Adjusting your work and fitness routines to fit your different phases. Now, I'm only a few days ago I decided I want to track my period, so I just started putting it into an app, but I've never tracked it before, and I'm I'm very relaxed, I guess, with my approach to health, and I'm so intuitive. So when I know I'm having a tough time at the gym, I know when to push it and when to go all in, or when to take a day off and have an early night and have a nourishing meal instead. I think that's a really interesting concept. Like when you've had such a stressful, busy day at work, is it best to still go to the gym, make yourself even more tired, put your body under all this stress, come home, have a late night, you're preparing your lunch for the next day, or not making your lunch for the next day at all? And it's just like hard to keep up with these busy routines. So especially when we're having a low energy day, or we're just not feeling up to it, sometimes the exercise will help us, going for a light walk, doing some yoga, Pilates, just a little light workout at home. Or other times it's good to push past it if you know that you're just trying to make up excuses and be silly and be like, no, come on, put on that music and have some pre-workout or something and get fired up. It's important to know when your body's just trying to make up excuses. So whether to push yourself or whether to draw back and be like, you know what, I really do need the day off, and I might just go for a little walk around the block, or honestly just do no exercise at all. We all need days like that sometimes as well. And how this can relate to work, not that you can really control it. I'm self-employed a lot of the time. I'm only working two days at a health store and Whole Foods cafe at the moment, so I can control a big portion of my own schedule. If I'm not feeling up to something, I can be like, you know what, I just want to have a nap right now, and I can go lay in the sun or postpone the things I'm trying to do, or just watch some, I just like watching YouTube videos in bed. I can take the time out to be like, you know what, this is actually what I feel like, instead of being super productive. And you'll find me on other days, I can literally work on my computer for like a long time, like 8 to 12 hours straight. Sometimes I break up the day to go to the gym and walk my dogs, or have a few hours off to give my eyes a break. But some days you're just smashing it and you're so creative, you've got so much focus, and that's the time to go all in and achieve those goals. And there's other times, like if you are going to your job, to see if you can pull back in other ways, just not give your full effort so that you're wearing yourself down to nothing. Just see if you can, depending on your circumstances, adjust your career or work around your monthly cycle as well, not your daily cycle like the men. And 2 ideas on how to help ease the pain and help your period end faster. Number 1 is having an orgasm or several. Big ups to you, like you can do it yourself, or big ups to the men out there who don't care, because they are our savior. I've had really good experiences with people who they just honestly don't care, because it's just the human body. Who cares? Just do it on a towel, do it in the shower. It's going to make you feel a lot better for the whole rest of the day and maybe into the next day. So thank you to the men out there. Probably not that they're listening to this video. And if you don't have a man, obviously just do it yourself. Then you don't have to worry about what they think anyway. But doing that acts as a natural painkiller. It will just release all the tension down there. So don't be afraid to just shut yourself in your room for a bit and have some orgasms. And number 2, I just tried for the first time the other day, is period undies. I've been quite relaxed with it. Usually I use tampons, but on the lighter days, like I use tampons for like 2 or 3 days. Then on the lighter days, I'll just wear black underwear and black pants or whatever. So if any comes out, it doesn't really matter. But I tried period undies for the first time, and I found some that were like a G-string style still, because I don't want any. I hate the ones that like cut into your butt cheeks and give you a wedgie. Like I don't wear underwear like that. But I found some that have a G-string style, and they hold 1 tampon's worth of fluid, but it can also be good for women who are like have a weak pelvic floor, or they might just have like incontinence, if you sneeze, or some women get it when they're lifting heavy at the gym and stuff. So it can be multi-purposeful. But I find that if you're like putting a plug in there, basically, like, yes, your tampon will absorb it, but if you're just letting it flow out, it's kind of getting rid of it faster. So if you could just like let that happen naturally and just try to get it out faster, then the whole process is going to end quicker, and it's a lot more kinder to your body. And those period undies are also good if you don't like pads, because you don't want like that crunchy feeling. I saw this funny TikTok and this girl's like,
how I look? You see the pad?
No, sis.
You see my pad?
It's fine.
and then she like walks forward and it's like this, it looks like a huge nappy because that's what it feels like. So yeah, just finding things. I don't like the idea of menstrual cups or anything like that. I just don't want to try it. So just finding what works for you in that sense to make it as comfortable as possible. And I think the main thing to come back to with all of this, with learning to embrace it instead of dread it. And obviously I'm not perfect still, but if you're taking time off the gym, I didn't work out on those 2 days when it was extreme pain because I can't even function. So just be kind to yourself. If you take 2 days off the gym or several days off the gym, you're not going to lose all your gains. You're going to gain more energy from taking that time off to go inward and like relieving the pressure from yourself. And if you can't do the things you usually do, for me, I'm someone who's kind of like a workaholic, and I find it hard to take time out and hard to rest if I'm not being productive. So it's kind of an excuse for me to be like, okay, you have to take this time because your body's telling you don't have a choice now. So now I'm using it as a time like, okay, this time's coming, so you better rest and just have the nice couple of days and eat some nice yummy soup or nice soothing foods and eat the chocolate because your body's craving it. So whatever it is, like if we're not performing as well at the gym because we're feeling weaker, or not performing as well at our jobs, or giving it our all to our family or whatever, like we just can't do it all and be it all the time. So just be gentle with yourself. That's the biggest thing we can kind of take away from this whole video and this whole concept, I guess. So that is it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with future episodes. I've got so many awesome topics planned and I can't wait to share them all with you. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.